Have you ever wondered what kind of secrets a simple piece of paper could hold? Imagine how an ordinary receipt could drag your life into a chasm of deceit and loss of trust. What if a receipt from a weekend getaway made you question everything you believed in? My name is John, and my story is about how a seemingly harmless discovery led me down a path filled with betrayal, secrets, and heartbreak. Before diving into my story, don't forget to subscribe and like this video to ensure you don't miss out on the most compelling stories about cheating in marriage. Now, I invite you on this emotional journey. Let's begin the video. Sarah had convinced me to attend our high school reunion. Although I said I couldn't go because of work, she was determined to be there. That day, Sarah and Jake's paths crossed unexpectedly. When Sarah returned home, she mentioned Jake, talking about how they unexpectedly met and reminisced about old times. At that moment, the excitement in her voice and the sparkle in her eyes awakened an energy I hadn't seen in her for years. Sarah kept talking about how intelligent and charming Jake was. His charisma, witty conversation, and talk about the old days had captivated Sarah. Initially, this didn't bother me. However, as time went on, I started to notice an increase in the time Sarah spent with Jake, and the atmosphere at home began to change. As the days grew colder, so did the warmth between us. Sarah, my wife of 15 years, with whom I thought I had built a stable and loving home, had turned into a stranger. Conversations were abruptly cut short, smiles became forced. Her phone was always turned down, vibrating with the urgency of someone leading a secret life. Was I just a bystander in my own life? Initially, I began to suspect changes in Sarah's behavior. Her constantly hiding her phone, receiving messages late at night, and frequently going out with friends. When these actions came together, they sparked suspicion within me. My efforts to uncover the truth exposed details of secret meetings and promises filled with excitement, words intended for her ears, not mine. With each discovery, the woman I loved and trusted transformed into a figure shrouded in mystery and secrets. How could my Sarah, the anchor of my life, become the architect of my pain? Sarah and Jake's secret meetings initially appeared as innocuous reunions of old friends. However, over time, these meetings evolved into secretive escapades to hidden corners of the city. Jake took Sarah to lesser-known art galleries, small romantic restaurants, and midnight walks along the beach. Each meeting turned into an adventure, further emboldening them for their next escapade. The first concrete step in my search for the truth occurred one day when I was cleaning the house and found a concert ticket in Sarah's jacket pocket. The ticket bore the date of that evening, and I had thought Sarah was at a business dinner that night. To delve deeper, I began to check some documents at home and emails on Sarah's occasionally left open laptop. The most striking evidence was an email from Jake. The email detailed a special day they had spent together, and Jake openly expressed his feelings for Sarah. This was the breaking point for me, overwhelmed with work. However, the evasive looks in her eyes and the tremble in her voice did not convince me. Yet one weekend, their relationship reached a climax with a secretive escape to a mountain cabin, away from reality in their own little world. It was supposed to be perfect until reality struck back. What happened during Sarah and Jake's mountain cabin getaway came to light when I found a receipt upon her return. She had said she was out of town for work that weekend, but the receipt showed she had stayed at the mountain cabin with Jake. When Sarah returned home, I asked her where the receipt had come from. Initially denying it, she finally broke down in tears and confessed everything. Throughout their relationship, Jake had promised a life filled with adventure and passion. Captivated by these promises, Sarah began to overlook the real bond between us. Jake's fading promises and Sarah's growing disillusionment marked the end of their relationship. Eventually, she saw the true face of Jake and realized that this relationship could not be real. Sarah's betrayal had completely destroyed the trust in our marriage, and dealing with this reality meant a new beginning for both of us. Now that everything was out in the open, everyone had gone their separate ways. Sarah deeply regretted her actions and was trying to salvage our relationship, but I struggled to get over what had happened. Jake, on the other hand, continued to pursue other adventures. As for me, a significant change had occurred in my life. I now had to continue on my own.